How much difference in direction is there when you change the lie angle on your golf clubs? So I'm going to hit a few shots with the demo heads that I've got here. I've got standard, I've got 2 upright, and I've got 2 flat. Now the theory here is that if this is always facing the target, when I've got a flatter lie angle, that ball flight moves to the right hand side. When I've got a more upright lie angle, that direction of the shot moves to the left hand side. But how much does it move? Now that will change with different speeds of golf swing. And the rule of thumb I've always gone by is that it moves by 6 yards. Now if someone hits their 7-iron 90 yards and we change the lie angle, it's going to move a little bit less. If someone hits it 190 yards, you're going to get a bit more of an exaggerated change in direction. I'm going to hit a few balls at my speed and see what the difference is. So I'm going to start with 2 degrees flat. Now I tend to lose the ball to the left hand side a bit more than I would like. And this just kind of like holds off the draw a little bit. So I get a little bit more of a neutral flight from this lie angle. And just to reiterate, I'm going 2 degrees flat to move the ball this way without moving the shaft. Now I'm trying to set up in the same way. I'm trying to hit the ball to the same target. I'm picking the same tree that I'm trying to launch the ball at, which is that one. And with this, I feel like I can kind of like point and shoot quite easily. I don't have to fight too much. And when I grab another demo club that's not 2 degrees flat, it goes straight left. And then I have to manipulate my swing a little bit to kind of try and bring it back. With 2 flat, point and shoot. Now they're all going at quite a uniform sort of distance and direction. They've not varied too much left to right. I'm going to change the head and I'm going to try and repeat the same target in my mind. I'm going to try and repeat the same swing as much as I can. But also in these demo clubs, I'm using the Axiom 105X, which is a gorgeous shaft. They're not the cheapest, but they are fantastic. Because I've ordered a set of them and I'm going to put them into my gamers, I'm just getting a feel for what they're like. Well, I know what they're like, but I'm just excited for the new ones to come in. So I'm going to go straight from 2 flat to 2 upright. Same ZXi7 head. And I can see the difference in that because it's 4 degrees different. Just this head is preset further up there. So that ball flight will come to the left-hand side. I don't know by how much. Oh, it just looks different at address. On a side note, I do see some swing faults where people have clubs that are 2 upright and then they get really close to the ball to try and get that head to sit flat on the floor, and that causes other issues. So I'm not a fan of fixing flight with lie angle this way, because I've never seen someone be 2 flat and cause issues there. I've only ever seen it be upright that encourages the bad shot. So face in the same place, same tree I'm trying to go for. Started in the same sort of area, it's just leaning left a little bit. Oh, it doesn't have a dot on it. Over to the left. Again, I'm trying not to change my swing to fight that. Still trying to set the face up behind the ball at that tree. I'm still trying to go at that tree. That'll be the one. No, I held that off, but it still moved left. Okay, let's go one more. Ooh. I'm not using my normal golf ball actually, so my spin rates might be a little bit out. But let's get this 2 degrees upright head off, like this. Let's get the standard one on. That goes in. We give it a click. I've only missed the green with 1 ball. Not bad, not bad. Same sort of direction as I normally have. Just trying to lean left. Not excessively though, I thought we would be doing it more. So if I wanted to hit a fade with the upright head or the standard head, it would be much more difficult. With the 2 degree flat, it's just not as far to reach to get something to move left to right. Oh, that was skinny. That's not a very good one. Skinny, and I moved over, which then squeezed it out to the right. Again, I'm almost subconsciously trying to stop it going left. Good looking shot. Now there could be a little bit of me seeing the club behind the ball and subconsciously manipulating it or reacting to it. We'll see what my angle of attack and path has done between the three. So there's this one here that is a big anomaly in speed, and I did squeeze that out right quite a lot. I changed my swing on that definitely. So peak height wise, I've got 107 feet on the upright, I've got 108 feet on the two flat, and I've got 107 feet on the standard. So the peak height hasn't changed. Angle of descent is 47.2, 47.3, and then 47.2. So my angle into the green is basically the same. The two upright, I've got 9 yards left on average. That one there was quite a way left. So if I take that 19 yards left one out, it's still 6.4 yards left compared to 1.4 yards left in standard and 1.2 yards left in flat. So it's not moved that much, but the upright did definitely throw it left. Maybe I'm just a little bit more familiar with standard and more comfortable with two flat. But upright I definitely don't like. I definitely feel like that is going to hoik left. And with all the averages together, I've got, club wise, I've got the same efficiency off of all of them. I'm a little bit more efficient in the flat, maybe because it's just a bit more familiar. Club head speed 95.2, 95.6, 95.1. So in the upright I was faster. My path was 3.8, 3.5 and then 4.2. So I got a bit more into out in the upright. Maybe trying to move right to stop it moving left as much, and I've hit down on it 6.4, 6.6, 6.4, so I'm pretty consistent there. I'm pretty consistent between the two flat and the standard. It's only 0.3 degrees in it, but I'm not swinging as into out with the flat, and I get more into out on the upright. That's quite interesting. I didn't think that would actually change. But launch angles all about the same. I've got the lowest in the flat, which is good. I've got the highest in the standard, so 0.1 in it between the standard and the upright. Ball speeds are fastest with the flat, even though my swing speed was the fastest in the upright, so I wasn't any faster speed wise with me, but I got more out of the golf ball. 188, 188, 189. Dispersion rings there are quite close together. It's just the upright one that's moved left the most. So I have seen bigger changes in direction, maybe when it's golfers that don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I give them an upright head and a flat head and they don't know that I'm doing that. Potentially I've got a little bit of influence on the shot subconsciously because of how it looks behind the ball, because I do a lot of loft and lies and I know what it is when I'm looking at it at address. But I'm just a little bit cleaner in that two flat because I'm more familiar with it. In the upright, definitely move left easier. So if you lose the ball to the right or you're particularly tall, normally when someone's really tall, we need the club to be more upright because you're addressing the ground at a different angle. When someone's quite short, you might need it flatter to get it to sit on the floor a bit more level. So there'll be a bit of that in terms of how the clubs match you. But I quite often use lie angle to manipulate the direction. If someone's got something that's 3 degrees upright because they're quite tall, but they miss everything left, then stick it on something more like standard and get the length right of the club. But I thought I would have much bigger differences there in left to right dispersion, but I didn't quite. More of how I felt over the ball. Have you seen anything different? Do you know what lie angle your golf clubs are? Let me know in the comments.